So I made some changes to my whole setup here. I knew that this episode was going to be like the Halloween episode, so I got some nice like orange creepy red lights and stuff like that for Halloween. I know this video definitely will not be going out around the time this video airs or around Halloween, but you know, hey, you know what, gotta keep with the theme and stuff like that. So this will be the last Amphibia video that I do until the rest of season 2 airs, the second half of season 2. So excited for that. I believe Matt said February or March, so yeah, so soon-ish, relatively soon. But yeah, with that, let's get into it. I had heard that they did a special intro, outro for this episode. It's always cool when they do stuff like that where they change it up for, you know, like a special or, you know, if there's a holiday or something going on. It's really cool. I always like when shows do stuff like this. You can tell that the editors had a lot of fun, you know, messing around with different effects and everything like that. But I mean, like, why wouldn't you? You don't get that many opportunities to do something like this. I love fall. Fall's like my favorite season. Fall and winter are my favorite seasons.
Stay inside, hide your eyes, give us practical supplies.
Oh man.
Oh, you're just in time.
It's like Halloween,
One last
except
box of nails.
not.
And there.
Oh, so it's like plan like they have to get supplies for a shut-in to like prepare themselves?
The supplies to survive through the night.
Okay.
You get to play a trick on them.
That never happens though.
I got a hatchet.
Oh, that's
I
helpful.
got a first aid kit.
That's helpful.
I got a flamethrower.
Oh, that's super helpful. Oh, don't use it all now. You got a hatchet, probably. That's pretty good. Oh, see, they're doing like jack-o'-lanterns and everything.
I need a bat.
Yeah, man, I love carving pumpkins, but man, it's messy. It's kind of like one of those like fake holidays. I mean, like Halloween
Remember,
isn't
the
technically
stories have to
considered
have
a holiday,
happened
I
and be
guess.
scary.
A night at the inn.
Didn't we already did? This was an episode.
I was
There was legit an episode that was called A Night at the Inn.
We were all there for
Yes.
Give me a minute, I'll come up with another.
Just tell another, like, episode. Yeah, just tell another adventure that happened. What? I saw these designs on Twitter.
Sup, Twig?
Twig.
And
Molly. It's funny that she just has a bucket on her foot for no reason. It must have been fun getting to design, like,
Comedy
human,
is truly peaked.
you know, designs of,
Sup,
Sprig and
Brody?
Polly.
Sup, Brody?
Hey,
Oh
have
my
you guys seen the latest trending cute animal?
It's video time,
Man,
baby.
whose locker is wedged behind the vending machine? That is an unfortunate spot to have.
Not a single dislike or negative comment.
Yeah, that's definitely not legit. I swear to God, there's people who come onto my videos and just dislike it for the sake of disliking it. Hello, those people, if you're watching this video. It's like chicken nuggets. Who eats chicken nuggets with a fork? I'm sure she's fine. Totally fine. I like the little 8-bit theme of the intro. It's a kitty. Oh man. I was about to say, that guy's been in there for a long time. Oh, let's see, this is fine. You're fine, Anne, it's all good. Oh, it's got like a play pause eyeballs. Oh, it doesn't like insult. Oh, it's like the internet. If you insult it or dislike it. Man, one dislike. Bro, how can you dislike multiple times for one account? That's not realistic at all. Oh, yep. 100%. Yep. Man, this is what being a content creator is like. You do get a lot of, like, for the most of the time, a lot of the comments will be positive, but man, those couple that are just negative just for the sake of being negative, like, those suck.
I should probably go reconnect with my family.
Yeah, for 35 years. Oh, God, he died. Oh, little baby cat creatures. Oh, man, that must be a bad day to have a birthday as the day of the shut-in. Also an episode. Ooh, that's a cool, like, scythe cane? What was that? It had, like, a bird skull on it.
I had the most
Wow.
beautiful thicket of hair.
It's
that
nice
Lord
do,
would have ever seen.
hop hop.
It had
Though I feel like, you know, you might be taking some creative liberties here with this. Oh, that's his cane.
You presume correctly.
Do you guys like when your Uber drivers talk to you? Because I usually don't like conversation. I don't know, I feel it's like small talk and it's really awkward. Is he like the Grim Reaper? Yeah, he's like the Grim Reaper or something like that. You would think the Grim Reaper would have a mode of transportation for himself.
Boy, we sure are running into a lot of bad luck today, huh? Why?
Oh, Frog Reaper.
Please don't.
Just cut his hair?
No.
Yeah. And his hair just never grew back after that. The Grim Reaper just wanted some nice hair.
And a hideous face bomb!
That's Anne.
Me? Scary story. I don't know.
Oh. Alright, that's the name now, I guess.
But all the same, I'd rather just cover it up. Now come on, let's go get our bug ball.
I usually like wearing hats too. It just makes everything so much more manageable.
Close to the home of
The seamstress?
steals their skin to wear as clothes.
Cool.
Here.
Why is the ball so important?
I think
In
someone's
any-
gonna know.
Show or movie, it's really not that important to get the ball back. You just buy a new one.
Break.
Yes, you're right. These are very common. I'll keep looking.
That's a pretty awesome design. I did see this on Twitter. Which reminds me of like something out of like Bloodborne or something. I was gonna be like a Scooby-Doo, like you were behind the mask the whole time. Oh, and then you know, attack her anyway.
Spring now!
Oh yeah, yep. Oh wow, it just straight up arson. Oh jeez. Good job, you've
You look good
evaded
with
capture.
that. I mean it.
Aw, shut up, you.
Oh, so cute. So cute.
During the shut-in.
Are they all gonna show, or is everything from their stories gonna show up? Unless she took the skin is, yeah, okay, just messing him.
You can't see a thing with this on.
Oh gosh, don't like wander off somewhere into the middle of the woods.
Blue moon.
Oh gosh, Polly, why?
Do that! Oh, that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not. No, that's terrible logic. It was like nothing wrong.
The blue
It's just a
moon.
superstition.
My hair turned white. Oh, wait.
It's been white for a while, Hop Up. Oh. Oh, hey, you got legs now, Polly. Oh, there they are. I did see this too. Man, I wonder how like much Matt had to go through to get this like approved to just show like the skeletons of the two main characters and to show a creature made of like skin of other frogs and stuff like that. But that was fun. I always like episodes like this that aren't in the canon. Because you can get away with so much. Like, since this was all just stories and stuff, you can, you know, kind of push the limits of what you're able to do, since it doesn't have to follow the narrative. But that was fun. I liked that a lot. So I have officially caught up with Amphibia, meaning that when the remainder of Season 2 releases, I'll be able to review episodes the day they air rather than playing catch-up, which I am so excited for. But The Shut-In was a fun last episode to watch before the show resumes sometime in February or March. Like I said, I enjoy when shows can take elements and make them non-canon, because that means that they can really push the limits of what they can do, since they are not confined to the established narrative, and The Shut-In definitely does that when it comes to the stories shared. In terms of the lore and world building for this episode, we have the Blue Moon, which according to legend will transform those who look at it into a monster. Thus, the townspeople of Wartwood have the Shut-In, where they go door to door sharing supplies to make it through the night. Considering a majority of this episode was non-canon from the stories told, it is nice that we did get some canon lore for the world. I also like seeing how different worlds have similar holidays, in this case Halloween. When the group secures themselves in for the night, they start telling stories. And I love the recurring gag of Polly just recalling previous episodes. But this means that Anne is up first with Phonemo. I love the alternative human characters and designs for Sprig, Polly, Maddie, and Toadie. Like I said, this is the kind of stuff you're able to get away with when you're pushing the canon of the show. And even though this was a scary story, I still think this story in particular did raise some valid points of issues with the internet. One is peer pressure. The fact that Molly, Hattie, and Brody all watched the video, Anna felt that she needed to watch as well. Since the internet has the ability to reach as many people as possible, the presence of peer pressure is all the more prevalent. The other thing brought up is negativity on the internet. Especially with me being a content creator on here, I've dealt with the instant dislikes when I post and mean comments from trolls. It's something that you kind of get used to and just accept after a while, and really you learn how to just tune it out. But man, does that one negative comment hit harder than the multitude of positive ones. And I really think this also highlights how we as people often focus on the negatives more than the positives. Think about what you see on the news or trending on Twitter. More often than not, it's something horrible going on in the world, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't cover or talk about negative or serious topics. But when we submerge ourselves into a primarily negative outlook, it's a lot easier for that mean comment to invoke a more visceral response. And it's that negativity that ends up being the weakness to the phone monster, Anna discovering that dislikes and mean comments defeat it. And even though Anna defeated the monster, I do like that the offspring are still lingering, which can be interpreted that the toxicity of the internet is always present. But this brings us to our next story, Dead End. In this one, we get to see a younger Hoppadiah. Whether his hair was actually that incredible or Hop Hop was taking some creative liberties with this story, Hop Hop finds himself as a wagon driver for an interesting individual named Mr. Littlepot, voiced by George Takei. For this story, I enjoyed the take on the Grim Reaper. There have been different interpretations of the Grim Reaper throughout different forms of media, but I enjoy the take that he's somewhat of a businessman on a tight schedule and needs to get to where he needs to be. I also enjoyed the twist that Littlepot wasn't actually after Hop Hop's life, but rather his hair, and thus Hop Hop's hair never grew back. But at least the Grim Reaper has a lovely head of hair now. But this brings us to Sprig's story, Skin Deep, which I guess the fourth wall just decided that that was going to be the name. Out of all the stories, I think this one is more in line with the classic scary story. The main characters lose something and feel they have to go and retrieve it, stumble across an abandoned cabin in the woods which is part of a local horror story, and then it's revealed that that story ends up being true. The seamstress's design is awesome, and I'm genuinely curious if Matt had any pushback from getting this design in the show, because I can definitely see it giving some younger viewers nightmares. And the same can be said for the skeletons of Anne and Sprig in the credits. Outside of the story itself though, I like this also served to show the relationship between Sprig and Ivy. I know a lot of people like Ivy, myself included, so anytime we get to see her is a treat. Now the story is made up by Sprig, so it's not exactly like these events actually happened between Sprig and Ivy, but since Sprig is the storyteller, it does show his feelings towards her. The fact that Ivy also agreed to show up at the house during the blue moon in a burlap sack mask to prank the rest of the Planter family also shows how strong the relationship between Sprig and Ivy is. Before the episode ends though, we do get a moment of Polly attempting to look at the blue moon so she can have a story to tell as well. Incredibly reckless logic, but Polly does end up getting what she wants as she is turned into a monster from looking at the blue moon. I always find it funny when episodes end like this because you're left with so many questions like, how did Polly get healed? Or did she even get healed? Does she only transform during blue or full moons? Also, were the stories actually true because we saw all the monsters from them appear at the end? But it's things like this that make me enjoy the specials and episodes that push the canon of the show, since they can pull off some pretty crazy stuff. Overall, The Shut-In was a fun and spooky Halloween special, and also a big shout out to the editors and TJ Hill who worked on the intro and outro for this episode. The work they put into those areas took an already good Halloween episode and made it even better. I'm hoping we can get another special similar to this in the future. If it happens, it would likely be in Season 3. But until then, we've got the rest of Season 2 to look forward to as Anne and the Planters prepare for their journey to take on the temples scattered around Amphibia. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you have a fantastic day, and until next time guys, take care.